Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Monday, July the 31st, 2023. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. Let's get into this. Y'all, this wasn't much of an episode for me. Y'all can tell me what you rated on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments. I think it was more of like a 6 for me. Um, we start off with seeing Sunny and Anna talk, right? So as Sunny and Anna are talking, well, actually, she's having dinner, and Sunny comes out and he joins her, and so they talk about everything that's going on with her, and her not wanting to come outside. To now she's like, I can't eat cereal anymore. And he says, well, why don't you tell Valentine? I thought Valentine would be back, especially knowing all the trouble that you're in. And she's like, she doesn't want to worry him. And plus, Anna feels like she got this. And so because of that, she's like, I'm good. I don't need Valentine to take care of me. I'm good. And Sonny says, okay. So they continue to talk just about who could possibly be doing this to her. Because Sonny said, are you sure it's the WSB trying to take you out? And it's because of Victor. And she said, well, Victor said he was going to give me the truth. And then an hour later, I was being arrested and all that. So I don't know if they're trying to set this up for something else. I don't know if Anna is going to start working with Sonny, because he did ask her about Pikeman. And she said, stay away from Pikeman. Too late. And really, Sonny didn't have a choice, because they told him pretty much you didn't have a choice. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with the storyline, but I'm interested to see. I like when Sonny and Anna act together. Let's move on. So then, speaking of Sonny, we go over here to Michael and Christina, and she's like, "Why you got to be a bastard to Nina?" And he just says that Nina's always just there, and but he's not trying to do anything. He's just gonna take Willow's cue and go from there. And she said, you do that so well, where you don't let anything off the chest, like you don't show your true feelings about anything, you deflect. But she just tells him Nina is a part of the family, whether you like it or not. So you gotta try a little bit harder to give her like some type of chance. And he was like, well, after everything Nina's done, why how can you be so friendly with her? She said, because she loves her dad. And it is what it is. Nina's is the fiance, so you got to get over it. So then they talk about her and this foundation. Ooh, child. It is an important foundation. I get it, but I am so tired of her in every scene. This is what we get from her. Michael's going to be on the chairman of the board, and yeah, that's pretty much it. She was saying that she feels overwhelmed by it, and then that her dad Sonny, whenever he gave her all the money to get it up and running, and then he kind of just put his hands, step back, and and Michael tells her that's because he knows you can do it, but if you need help, just tell him and he'll be happy to help you, because she feels like she's going to be a failure, because Sonny does see her in a different light. She said it'll just be another disappointment for Alexis, her mom, but for Sonny, it would be different. And he's like, no, Sonny, Christina and Sonny have a different type of relationship where they just support each other. They don't judge anything. They're not judgmental towards each other. They accept them, each person for who they are. And so Michael's like, he won't do that. Anyways, he end up kicking Christina out and she leaves. So speaking of Christina, we go over here to Molly and Alexis, child. They're talking about Christine. Molly says, finding out she couldn't have children was devastating. Of course, if you want children and you find out you physically cannot have them, that has to be devastating. So she was sad about that, but now she's starting to think that Christina's idea, even though she was livid when she first heard it, wouldn't be that bad. Of course, Alexis is against it, because Alexis says, oh, excuse me. Have you ever just had a short pain go through you? So Alexis says, you know what? I don't want to see another Chance, Dominic, and Abby, and not Devon. Chance, Devon, Abby over little Dominic. And those of you who watch Young and the Restless know what I'm talking about. I don't want to see that with TJ, Molly, and Christina. So if that's where this storyline is going to eventually go, Keep it. We don't want to see like someone saying, "Yeah, I'll raise the child or whatever," and then all of a sudden they want parental rights later on. No, we don't want to see that. So, if that's what y'all are trying to do, or have Christina all of a sudden want to be a mom, and now she has this biological child and she wants the child instead of giving it to her sister, keep it. We don't want to see that. Well, let me stop. I don't want to see that, but I feel like that's where, because that's what Alexis was saying could possibly happen. She doesn't know. And Molly, so now Molly is going from thinking, yeah, maybe Christina could do this, to now thinking, oh, I don't know. That's it, y'all. So then Alexis gets a phone call from Tracy, because Tracy had been with Gregory, and they sit down and eat, and they're having just a nice little conversation. I said, well, I guess they're just having a nice little conversation. She had asked him to hold the door for her, and then she don't tell him thank you, and he was like, well, dang, that's just good manners. And then Monica cancels dinner on her because she has an emergency, and so that leaves Gregory and Tracy to have dinner with each other, right? And so they're just talking. They're talking, telling her things that's going on, as little funny stories about him being a professor. And they're just going back and forth. And then he gets the check, and she says, no, we can split it. And he says, no, like, I invited you, I'm paying half. And he said, next time you can pay. And she said, who said there's gonna be a next time? And so then his hand starts to bother him and starts to shake. And because of that, he his hand starts to shake. And so Tracy sees it, and she's like, are you all right? And he said, yeah, it's just writing on the blackboard all those years. The new teachers don't have to worry about that, they got electronics. But when he gets up to leave, he stumbles a little bit. He has to gather himself. And so Tracy calls Alexis, because Gregory said he was going to Alexis. And Tracy and Alexis, they got this frenemy, I don't know what thing they got going on. But anyway, she calls him and she asks about Gregory's health. So we'll pick up on that tomorrow. So then we go over here. Who do we want to go from them? So then from them we go to Felicia and Lucy, because that's pretty much all we got left. Felicia and Lucy. Um, this probably was a six. This episode probably was a six. So they're talking about Martin, and Lucy said, I mean, yeah, Lucy says, so Martin, he got that ex-wife paying him 50K, and he got his mama medical bills, and he's paying alimony to the other women. He don't want to marry me because he getting that money from the ex-wife, and he made his decision. He'd rather have the money than to be with me. I said, yeah, girl, that's what he's saying. And so she said, oh, okay. She said, and how do we even know if the ex-wife is Susan? Lord, Erica Kane, please let that. I don't think that's gonna be her, because I didn't watch, because sometimes I don't like spoilers, because like when I was so glad I didn't know what was coming on the show. So when you see him, it was a like surprise for me sometimes. And I know there's supposed to be some other people from All My Children coming, but I didn't read. I purposely avoided the article because I want to be surprised on who they bring. But I'm trying to think, who could it be from All My Children that's got money like that, and that was in Beauty. I'm gonna have to go through it. I don't know. I just would love if it were Erica Kane, because they're saying we're just taking Martin's word on the fact that his ex-wife is a beast. We don't know that. Maybe he the one that's getting the alimony. Maybe she was the nice one, and she's like, oh, he got with me just to get the alimony. She was like, we don't know, Martin, like, what's going on. So then Martin comes up, and Felicia end up leaving or whatever. And okay, first, and they also talked about Sasha and how it could have take deception, but they had that deceptor. And I said, yeah, because he probably got the idea from that ex-wife about the deceptor. But anyways, he ends up coming up, and Lucy is asking him questions about his ex-wife. He said, oh no. I said, yo, Jackson didn't tell you that Lucy now, like, you don't know anything about the information that no, I don't know, child. But he was like, no, she's a beast, and she's this and she's that. So he's still playing it close to his chest. I don't know what's gonna happen then. Oh, I forgot about Drew and Cyrus. That's it with them. So Book is handling up on Cyrus. And I said, All right, General Hospital. Now y'all know I love me some General Hospital because for me it's Days, General Hospital, Young and the Restless, and then Bold and the Beautiful. Really, the way Bold and the Beautiful going is gonna be they're not gonna be on the list. But anyways, their side y'all expect me to believe General Hospital that Cyrus, who protected Spencer from Book, because Book act like he was shaking in his boots, is now all of a sudden Cyrus is like, you lost some of your power and all that. You don't run things like you. I said, please. Oh, please. Oh, but I'm gonna go with it because that's what y'all want me to believe. So I'm gonna go with it. So then he said, there's nobody to help you now, old man. And then here comes Drew and he says, get your hands off of him or whatever. And then Cyrus start having a heart attack. And so Drew get Book off of Cyrus by kind of knocking him out to the floor, and then Book get all upset about it, so he go for the little shank, right? So he gets his shank out and he try to attack Drew, but Drew sidesteps it, and then Drew ends up laying him out on the floor again. And by this time the guards come and they say solitary confinement for both of you. And and Cyrus says no, no, and Drew tells them, let me help him, he needs help, you gotta call the doctor. And Book is like, he faking, ain't nothing wrong with him, he faking. But they can tell, they get Book out of there to solitary confinement. And Drew says, I used to be a ex-military, I know what to do. So they tell him to help. And then they try to call I can't think what it's called, but they try to call the nurse and the doctors come down. They taking their sweet time, and Cyrus is like, Drew telling him to stay with me. I said, where y'all get this cup of water? Cyrus gonna die. Y'all doctoring him with a cup of water. But anyways, um Drew telling Cyrus, stay with me, just take deep breaths. And Cyrus is looking to meet his maker because he's going towards the light, child. And I said, if y'all don't hurry up and get to the point of this story, if y'all don't hurry up, I can't stand you in the hospital, have you in the dark with all these storylines. Please get to the point of it. Get to the point of it. Like, I'm that person that if I know, the more information I know, the more I'm intrigued. Like, you can tell me what's going on, and I will sit back and watch everything go down just to see how it's going to go down. Like, I was here for that Portia and Curtis knowing, like, everybody knew. That was a good storyline to me because you didn't have to guess. You just waited for the other shoe to drop. Like, how is it going to come out? But General Hospital, they like to leave you in the dark about it. And they'll have these storylines and you don't know what's going on. And then when it comes out, sometimes it's a letdown. I don't know, child. Y'all tell me what you think. Anyways, y'all, that is all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow on What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital edition. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed.